Alright guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. So what we have here is a very large payday prep. This one here, guys, we actually canceled our outdoor survival film that we were supposed to be doing this week with everything going on overseas. It just did not feel right for me to go 100 miles away from the house with just a pot, camera equipment, and a knife. Now, could I survive? Personally, I think I could, but that's a lot of walking in case something was to happen. So anyway, let's go ahead and go over what we got here. We went to 4 different Walmarts in our local area, and we actually outreached a little bit further to actually make this happen, because I ran into an issue with dry goods as far as getting beans. That's what's hit and miss on this. Some of the stuff they had, some of the stuff they didn't have. So right fast, let's go ahead and talk about what I didn't get at Walmart. This is our powdered milk. This is non-fat dry instant milk. Guys, we stock up on this. Each one of these is 1 pound, 9.6 ounces of milk. This stuff lasts a very good while. Now, I've tried vacuum sealing this stuff, and I've not had an issue, but I think they actually use like nitrogen or something like that in these packages and not oxygen. So I don't open this up unless I actually need it. So I just store this just the way it is. You can put it in a Mylar bag and seal it up that way, just, you know, keep it extra protected if you want to. So I found out it works best if I leave them in the original package. Now this stuff here, guys, runs me about $9 now. Yeah, but I actually use this on a daily basis as well. The reason being is because when I make my protein shakes and stuff like that, it's just easier to use the powder form, add water, and throw in my protein mix and stuff. So this is actually what I use. Now, I have seen the comments, well, adults don't need milk. Have you seen my transformation on what I used to look like? Should be about there. And what I look like now. Yeah, so my dietary and my workout ethics and stuff like that is changing my body. And milk has a lot of good ingredients in there, vitamins, minerals, and stuff that, hey, when you're working out, you need something good. So right fast, what we have here, we got 94 pounds of beans. Oh yeah. Now guys, we stock up canned goods, canned beans and things like that as well, but we also go the staple foods. Dry goods is one of the best things you could ever do. Now we have a whole different type selection of beans here. Now all these beans here, guys, we actually eat on a weekly basis. We don't eat all this on a weekly basis, of course not, but I do eat a lot. We just recently did a video, 30-day supply of food. A lot of people say that's way too much food. I can make that last 3 months. I could make it last 3 months if I want to, but I'm not prepping to starve myself during SHTF. Now if I had to, I could ration it, or I continue prepping so I can always eat very good 3 meals a day, and that's my plan. If you don't want to do that, that's up to you. I just show you what we're doing here. Now with beans, guys, this stuff here, yeah, you have to soak it. It takes a while to cook. I get that. That's why when we prep, we talk about having ways of cooking. So we have solar, all right? We are actually getting involved with a new solar product, well, to us, from EMP Shield. We've been using EMP Shield for about 3 years. We've been part of their affiliate program for 2 years, a little over 2 years now, and we've been using it for our vehicle. And then we had the one charge controller EMP Shield for our solar. Well, our solar's growing, so we need extra protection. So we got a dual charge controller protector coming from EMP Shield, and it should be here next week. We'll do an in-depth video on that. But with that being said, we teach how to cook all this stuff up as far as, well, I shouldn't say cook. There's a lot of cooking channels. I don't go over cooking, okay? I just don't. To me, it's not hard to cook, all right? If you don't know how to cook up dry beans and stuff, there's a lot of great channels out there. One of the best channels out there I could ever tell anybody is Alaska Prepper. Very good friend of mine. He always goes over taking preps, cooking with it, showing you what the stuff is, especially with his canning and everything. He's actually been a huge inspiration and influence in my life and as a prepper and as a YouTube creator. He's a great dude. I recommend checking out his channel. There's a ton of other channels out there that show this stuff. We just don't, between all the work and stuff I'm doing, I don't have time to sit down and do a film on how to cook a can of beans, or a bag of beans in this case. But we show you alternative means of cooking. We have propane, we have wood stove, we have regular charcoal grill, which I don't even buy charcoal, by the way, anymore, guys. I use twigs and sticks. I make a coal bed out of that, and then I cook off the coals, mainly because I'm always doing outdoors. So why would I go buy a bunch of brisket charcoals when I just make my own coals out of branches? I mean, seriously. It only makes more sense to me. We also have our solar. We use electric. With our solar, we can cook. My wife's Ninja products, whatever, I don't know what the name of the product is Ninja something. All her electric crock pots, all the skillets, all that stuff, our solar can actually power every single bit of that. And we've actually shown that on film. So this is 94 pounds, not bags, pounds of beans. We have pintos, we have black beans, we have light red kidney beans, we have, oh, that's black beans, we have lentils, we have northern beans, we got limas, we got split peas. This is a really big haul right here. Okay, for us this is a huge haul because this stuff isn't cheap at all. So like I said, we canceled our outdoor survival video, we looked at finances, and the fact is we were always prepping. We are always prepping around here, and we try to film what we do to show you what we're doing. And now guys, I want to take the time to go over one of our affiliate programs, that is Wallaby Mylar. Guys, now we have shown these Mylar in the past. There should be a pop-up there for you. If you use survival as your promo code, you'll get a discount. Now I want to go and show you guys, this is some of the rice that we did with that video. See the technique I use in the bags, they seal just great. You can actually see the grains of the rice inside this. All right, you can't see through the Mylar, but you can see where it's just depressed in there. And that's from just sealing it up, using the iron to seal it up, and we have an O2 absorber in there. Works just fine. Now we also picked up 60 pounds of rice. These are 20-pound bags. Okay, this is a Walmart run. I only found this in one store. We went to 4 different stores. Okay, these are 20-pound bags of rice. Every Walmart I went to, they had rice. They had the 2 pounds and the 5 pounds. This here's cheaper for me to get the 20-pound bags, but what I'm running into is now the 20-pound bags is $15. So we're looking at almost a 50% increase on the price of just rice alone. Now we store up a lot of rice because I eat a lot of rice. I mean, I show on the outdoor survival videos when I'm not doing survival without food, usually I take 1 cup of rice with me, and I take a can of chili or a can of beans, and I'll show you how to cook it right there on the fire, right there in the middle of the woods. It's quite easy to do. It's nothing to it. So rice is one of our biggest staples in our preps. Now we store canned goods, we store canned meats, vegetables, fruits. One of the comments I saw a couple comments, I should add fruit to our 30-day supply when I show the 30 days worth of food. You're right, we actually do have fruits. I don't eat much fruits, I just don't, but we do stock it up. I just want to get that all on film, what a 30-day supply look like, because the fact is, when you're having to do work, you're going to be eating a lot. And during SHTF, unless you're planning on just hunkering down and hiding in a hole somewhere, you're going to be burning calories. You're going to be burning calories carrying water. One of the biggest things that happened down here in Panama City, Florida, after Hurricane Michael, they had 3 people drop out from either heart attack and stroke. Now, why did that happen? They were having to go to retention ponds and ditches that were 2 to 3 miles away from their home, filling up 5-gallon buckets of water to transport back to their house on foot, and they fell out. You will be doing a lot of manual work. And what do you need to do with manual work? You got to replenish your body. You need nutrition. You need food. Now, is this the end-all be-all of food? No, it's not. This is one of these top staples, though, beans and rice. We've shown, here should be a pop-up of all of our weekly prep videos. We store everything from meats, vegetables, fruits, pastas, you name it, we work on it. But it's only stuff that we actually eat. Remember that. Only store what you eat. Now, when you're hungry enough, you'll eat anything. Trust me on that. People say, oh, I would never eat that. Well, I've actually been starving, so freaking hungry, haven't eaten in days. Yeah, I picked up rotting fish beside a riverbank, cooked it up and ate it because I was that hungry. Yeah, you will. I've eaten worms, I've eaten bugs, I've eaten all kind of stuff out there. When you're hungry, oh yeah, when it comes to survival, you'll eat it. Now, one of the other things I see is I noticed that you don't store spices. Now, we do store spices. We don't buy a lot of it because spices last us a very long time because we don't actually use them. We don't. I use salt and pepper is what I use when I cook. I'm not a foodie. 80% of my taste buds don't work. So when I'm eating food, is usually texture is what I'm processing when I'm eating. It's texture. I really don't taste much of anything. Not much anymore. My wife, her taste buds work fine, but she just used salt and pepper. As far as rosemary and all these other spices and stuff, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I keep seeing people, what about food fatigue? You know what? Food fatigue might be a real thing. Personally, I've never experienced it, nor do I plan on ever having to. And I've gone a long time without food. This is the stuff that we've been eating normally for years. And I use salt and pepper. Never had an issue. My wife's not had an issue. We put it in our meal plan, we eat. Okay? Some people might be, I really don't know. I don't know how to respond to that, because we show you what we do here. I don't use spices. I don't use the herbs and all that stuff. I just don't. I stock up medication. I stock up food. I stock up everything that we need to survive. To me, spices is not really something I need to survive with. But in your case, you might need that to be able to eat. Then you need to stock it up. I don't need it. So we got some, but we don't go out and buy up a whole bunch of that, because the room that it takes for spices that I never use, I could be stocking more canned goods, dry goods, stuff like this. All right, guys, so hopefully this gives you a little bit more extra inspiration. Kind of show you how much food is what? 94 pounds of beans. This table is 2 foot by 4 foot. 4 foot wide by 2 foot. 60 pounds of rice, that's 3 bags of rice. And 3 of the milk. Again, this milk is getting ridiculous. I used to be able to buy this for $6, now it's $9. Freaking crazy. But all this stuff, all the prices are going up. Guys, get food put back. If something pops off, I don't know when, I believe it will, and I believe it's going to happen soon. If it does happen, do you have food put back for you and your family? Or are you planning on walking in line and hopefully that the government feeds and provides for you? Here's a scenario for you guys. I see it all the time. People talk about, well, you need to go to food banks and get food from there. I don't recommend that or support that. If you have no food, yes, that's what those food banks are for. If you have a paycheck and you're just looking for a way to extra prepping, you're actually taking food from people that actually do need it. But you know what? We're not even going to get into that, because I see people pull up with BMWs and everything else, walking around with really, nice clothes. I wear the same clothes. I wear Wrangler, okay, Walmart, and they're up there getting food and stuff. I've had to go stand on those lines, but to each their own. You do you, I'll do me, whatever. What I do is I invest in my future. I invest in the protection of my family and to be able to feed them. So if you can't go buy a whole bunch of this stuff at once, buy one right now. That was $1.38, I believe it was, for 1 pound of kidney beans. Serving sizes 13, quarter cup is what they're saying. They're saying there's 13 serving sizes in this. Now, when I make food, as you guys have seen in my outdoor survival videos, I will use a cup of beans and a cup of rice. That's a lot of nutrition, and the reason being is because I am super hungry. After carrying that pack miles and miles out in the Florida heat, out here in the woods, even one meal loaded down at a cup each, that's 2 cups of food. It produces, when I'm done, it produces 40 ounces of food. And the reason I know that is because my pot that I use to boil my rice and everything, when I get done with it, it's got little labels on how much food I got in there. And I'll eat every single bit of it before I go to bed. So yeah, I eat a lot of food. And you will too when it comes down to it. Alright guys, keep stocking. Hopefully you guys are paying attention and you're working on it. You don't have to get what I get. If you don't like dried beans, hey, go do something else. Go get canned beans, whatever. You need to be putting food back. But I will tell you this, when you get hungry, you'll eat just about anything.